So if we know how I understand tracking and the function of tracking and all that, okay, let's go back to our course. Now let's start working on distribution methods. So far, we haven't used any of the methods yet. We said we're going to use 20 methods. Okay, let's go to the course units. We go to the first method, which is the folder method. First unit, add content, title, objectives. All the educational material for the first unit, I'm going to start putting it inside the first unit. I've just added the title and the name of the first unit along with its objectives. It's empty right now. If you go into it, you'll see that the first unit is empty. There's nothing else. Now I can start adding your educational material. Here, when you click on create content, you can choose from elements like text, audio, images, video, and web links. Dr. Sami will use all of this to upload the content. If you want to upload something simple or a brief reading, use the text element. If you have a file with a lot of information, use your file. If you want to upload something simple or a brief reading, use the text element. If you have a file with a lot of information, use your file. If you have audio, we'll look at them one by one. Okay? You can use the element. You have audio. We'll look at them one by one. Okay, you can use the element. For example, the first thing a student likes to know is to see the course description, the entire course description. Okay, the course description, or what we call the methodology of the course. If you go to Google and search for it, you'll find something called the course description. This is the course description. We all know the course description. For example, a computer programming course. You'll find internet, mashallah. And of course, you receive the university, mashallah, the course description before you study it. Or the course description, you receive the university, mashallah, course description before you study it. So for example, just to clarify, this is the course description and I want to upload it for the student. Okay, just keep that in mind. Do you want to upload it as a readable text for the student to read or in the form of a file? You should ask yourself that question. Do you want to upload it as readable text or in the form of a file? If there's a lot of information, it's better to be in a file. This is a lot of information. You can't upload it as an element. It should be uploaded as a file. There's a lot of information here, see? So I come here and say download. I'll download this from the internet. I have it and I tell them the description. Talk to me about something related to the course description. Here's the course description. Placed it here so I know where it is. And now pay attention. The first unit, the folder for the first unit. Before you put it, does it make sense for the course description to be inside a unit or should it be placed before all the unit? Again, logically, should the course description be inside a unit or should it be placed before all the unit? Put it here, for example. I now know where it is. Come. Here. Be careful. The first unit, the second unit, the first volume, the first unit before you leave. Is it logical that the course description is placed inside a unit, or should it be before all the units? The second. The course description is logically placed inside a unit, or should it be placed before all the units? No one is sharing their thoughts with me at all. The group is just listening. Doctors, you have the microphone, you can speak. The course description. Dr. Aisha is saying before, logically, the course description should be placed before the units. How? Some people tell me, no, honestly, it's better, Dr. Sami, to have a button here. They should have a button here. The description, the first thing you need to look at is the course description. I support this idea. If you don't want a button, you can place it before the units. Okay, let's do it here and do it here. Let's do it this way and do it that way. Here, we are learning about publishing methods. So I'm going to come here and say, hey, Tarek, should I use an element or a file? Look, guys, if there's a lot of information, I should use a file. If the information is brief, I should use an element. Okay, let's use this once and use that once. I'm going to use a file because I have a lot of information. I'll tell you what file to use and what to name it. I'll name it description or comparative methodology. Here it is, description or specification. It's a computer, as you might already know, repetition. It's your repeat, you know. Okay, and they put the file. Here is my file right here. We put it in the images, and this is the description of my repeat. All right, and the okay. That's it. All right, thank you. Okay, where is it, doctor? It went down. No, it's totally fine. Bring it up. Click here and start shush, shush, shush like that. And put it before the unit. God. So when the student clicks on the course units, they first see the description, and then they can see the units. Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, this is still correct. Abuwa says you can easily access the description. Click on the description like this. As soon as they click on the description, it will open up the description first. God, that's great. Here, they start clicking on the description, so they know what this subject is about. They study this subject, this and that, and the assessment is this, and the system is that, and everything about the course. All right? So the first thing the student sees in the course is the description, and then they go into the units. This is a method. This is a method. The second method, doctor, that you're talking about, is the method where he doesn't have a specific thing, right? If you have your description, in a Word document, you can do Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V for the selected part. For example, I care if the first student knows what the topics are in this course schedule. I just want the student to know the schedule. I don't want to get him lost. Mazes. If you have this table in Word, just do Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V in the Elements editor. Well, if you don't have Word, all right, just take a screenshot. You'll do Control and then print screen like this and tell him to go to Paint and open a new file. Focus with me and tell him Control-V and say, no, I just want this table. Just the topics that the students will study. That's all I want. Then tell him to crop it. So that's it. I cropped just a few of the topics. And then I told him Control-S to simply save it for me. And I said, this is the course description so I can distinguish it. And I told him, just keep in mind, I'm going to go here to make sure everything is in order. The Blackboard, and I go to my course. Now let's go to the second method, which is what? The lessons of the course. I'm going to upload it here, not as an attached file. Now, I'm going to upload it here. Just pay attention to me. I'm going to upload it here as an element. Okay. How do I add an element, Dr. Sammy? I mean, I had the first unit like this, and I want my objectives to show up here. So I want to click here and say edit. Edit. And I say to him, please put the unit objectives in your editor or your text. I'm here. This is it. I tell him, well, put it here. But it's an image. You made it an image, Dr. Sammy. That's totally fine. You just click here on the plus sign and say insert file, meaning an image. All right. Then select the image you created as well and say OK and send it. How exactly do you want it for the student? Oh, indeed beautiful. So here's the first unit, an introduction to computers, and these are its objectives or topics. And he will say to me, Doctor, this is the course description. It's not the unit objectives. I taught you that you can put the unit objectives below it, but no, it's not supposed to be here, Dr. Sammy. It's supposed to be above the unit. So how do I do that? It's really easy. Just go back to editing and delete this completely, no problem. I just want to show you that you can put the objectives here or any image here, totally fine. I can delete it completely. Just like this, I can remove it from here. How do I do that? I do Ctrl what now? I select the whole table and tell him to send it. So, where did I take it from? From the unit. The description should be above the unit, Dr. Sammy. Sure, I tell him element. Click on the word element, and I'll call it the course description. Here it is. I name it description of the approach or syllabus of the approach. I name it like that, syllabus or description. The course. And then here, the same process. I put my image, which is the syllabus, which is more important than the points he will study because I don't want to confuse the student with all that. No, I just want to tell him what he will study in this course. Okay? And how many hours.